iKids. This is our very last video of 2020. After this video, you won't see me again until next year. Good thing next year comes in just a few days, huh? You know, some people make a New Year's resolution for each new year. A New Year's resolution is a tradition in which a person resolves to continue good practices, change an undesired trait or behavior, or accomplish a personal goal. Some may resolve to eat healthier foods in the new year, or exercise more, read more books, or end a bad habit. This year, I resolve to do my very best to spend more time in God's Word and memorize more of it. I will pray for God to give me grace to help me stay in the Bible every day, even when it gets hard or I don't want to. And you can help me too. I'm learning to memorize John 11:25. Help me out by saying it with me. John 11:25. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. John 11:25. Let's say it once more to better memorize it. John 11:25. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. John 11:25. Now help me by listening to our new Bible story with me. It's from Luke 24. On the same day that Jesus rose from the dead, two of Jesus' disciples were walking to a village called Emmaus. The two disciples were talking about everything that had happened. As they talked, Jesus came and began to walk with them, but the disciples didn't recognize him. Jesus asked the disciples, what are you talking about? Okay, now pause and realize that everything that had just happened in the last few days was pretty big news. If it had happened today, it would be on the news, people would be texting each other about it, it would be in the newspaper headlines and on social media. So when Jesus asked, what are you talking about? The disciples stopped in their tracks. They were like, dude, have you been hiding under a rock? You must be the only person in Jerusalem that has not heard what happened. Jesus asked, what happened? So they told him. Jesus of Nazareth was a prophet. He was powerful when he acted and spoke before God and all the people. The religious leaders handed Jesus over to be sentenced to death, and they nailed him to a cross. We had hoped he was the one who would set Israel free. Besides, it's been 3 days since all of these things happened. Early this morning, some women went to the tomb and did not find Jesus' body. They saw angels who said that Jesus is alive. Some of our friends went to the tomb and they also saw that the tomb was empty. Jesus replied to all they had said, you are foolish not to believe what the prophets said. Isn't this what had to happen to the Messiah? Then, beginning with Moses and the prophets, Jesus explained to them what all the scriptures had said about him. Jesus and the two disciples continued to walk and talk until they arrived in Emmaus. The disciples asked Jesus to stay with them, so Jesus joined them at the dinner table. He took the bread, thanked God for it, and broke it into pieces. Then he gave the pieces to the disciples. Right away, the disciples recognized Jesus. But Jesus immediately disappeared from their sight. It's as if that whole time God had put a blindfold over their eyes. Then, as Jesus passed them the bread, boom, blindfold off. The two disciples thought about their walk to Emmaus. They said, when Jesus talked to us on the road and explained the scriptures, didn't our hearts burn with excitement? The disciples immediately left Emmaus and went back to Jerusalem. They found Jesus' 11 disciples and others who gathered with them. They told them what had happened. They said, Simon saw Jesus too. Jesus is alive. The whole Bible is about Jesus. When Adam and Eve sinned, God began working out his plan to send Jesus to rescue people from sin. All of the Old Testament points forward to Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, the time when Jesus would bring God's promised salvation for sinners.